In the year 1138, a stroke of misfortune led a Kurdish man to seek refuge with the Zengid dynasty. In this very year, he received a precious gift, the birth of his son. The arrival of this child brought a glimmer of warmth to their tumultuous family. This child would go on to become the illustrious Saladin, a hero in both the Christian and Muslim worlds. At the tender age of 8, Saladin and his father embarked on a journey to Damascus, fleeing from their troubled homeland. It was in this city that Saladin spent his formative years, navigating the challenges of his unsettled life, which inadvertently matured him beyond his years. During this time, the Zengid dynasty exerted its control over northern Iraq and Syria, and Saladin's primary adversaries were the Crusaders holding the coastal region of Palestine and the Fatimid dynasty centered in Egypt. Driven by a deep religious conviction, young Saladin aspired to restore Sunni Islam's dominance in Egypt and engage in a holy war against the Crusaders. In the year 1174, a turning point arrived. The Zengid ruler was assassinated, and Saladin's uncle Shirkuh seized power, ultimately aided by his nephew Saladin. However, Shirkuh's reign was cut short due to a heart attack. Consequently, 31-year-old Saladin became the last vizier of the Fatimid dynasty, marking the transition of power to this ambitious leader. Just a year later, in 1175, Saladin took the chance to gain independence from the controlling power and became the ruler of Egypt, establishing the new Ayyubid dynasty. His dominion extended further to Mecca, Medina, Tunis, Yemen, and more, absorbing them into his expanding territory. The Fatimid dynasty waned, and the Ayyubid dynasty flourished. By 1187, Saladin's fervent desire to recapture Jerusalem from the Crusaders reached a pinnacle. The boy King Baldwin IV ruled Jerusalem, a mere 13-year-old. In the Battle of Hattin, Saladin faced off against the Crusaders, and after 13 days of siege, Jerusalem fell to him. Strikingly different from the barbarity of the previous Crusader capture, Saladin's entrance into Jerusalem was marked by mercy. He spared lives, preserved the city's sacred sites, and welcomed people of all faiths. This was a stark contrast to the ruthless sack of Jerusalem by the Crusaders in 1099. The news of Saladin's conquest of Jerusalem reverberated across Europe, leading to the launch of the Third Crusade by the kings of England, France, and the Holy Roman Emperor in 1189. They captured the cities of Acre, Jaffa, and Ashkelon and twice laid siege to Jerusalem. Ultimately, they were forced to agree to a truce with Saladin in 1192, marking the end of the Third Crusade. Saladin's rule saw the reconstruction and flourishing of the cities he reclaimed. He allowed the free worship of all faiths in Jerusalem and left an indelible mark on history. In his own words, Saladin said, "A man will have one reward, the reward that corresponds to the best of his deeds." Saladin passed away in Damascus on March 3, 1193, at the age of 55, leaving behind a legacy that continues to be revered in both the East and the West.